Now, let's talk about somebody else who has gone to jail. Kevin Obiya was sentenced to 1 year in jail because of the 13 million fake gold case that was facing him. He was sentenced at the Milimani Law Courts by Chief Magistrate Francis Ndai, who found him guilty of attempting to defraud an Austrian national named Christian Galati of 13.7 million shillings. He purported to be in a position to sell him 7 kilograms of gold, and the magistrate also gave Obiya an option of a fine of 300,000 shillings. The magistrate said that there was another suspect who played a bigger role in that scam, and Mr. Kevin Obiya was not even the biggest fish they were going after. So he has an option of paying 300,000 shillings or going to jail for 1 year. Interesting. And there's a student yesterday. I love seeing stories like this. Sometimes they're sad because it shows how the country is, the state of, poverty, and a lot of parents don't have money, but it's a heartwarming story anyway. So there's a story about a student. His name is George Masinde. He's a Form 1 student who walked 50 kilometers to join St. Joseph's Boys High School, and this was after his story was highlighted by the media. He was working from home for 50 kilometers to school. He didn't have money to even be admitted to school. His parents did not have enough money, but now he has gotten a corporate sponsorship from Mombasa Cement, and Mombasa Cement say they offered Masinde a full year scholarship to pay for his school fees, and they also promised to cater for his tuition materials. And Masinde apparently sneaked out from his parents' house at 3 a.m. Yeah, this kid learned that he was not going to join Form 1, and he was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do something that will attract attention, and it's going to get him through school. Yeah, which is heroic. He left his parents' home at 3 a.m., to walk for 50 kilometers in Kitale. This is in Kitale, by the way. He went to join school. And of course, people were concerned. A kid shows up in school with no parents and no school fees and nothing. And of course, this is some of the stories that, just make you appreciate the impact that Kenyan media has. Yeah? Because even if the system isn't designed to cater for everybody, some of these stories would go untold and a lot of kids will be suffering. Yeah? It just warms my heart. Thank you for your comments on today's stories. I'm going to give you about 4 items, in the news that you need to know today. While Lucy, you're just joining us now. Lynette Susan, Mary Nungari, just joining us now. On our main topic, I'll be reading the comments. Just let me just go through this, and then I'll read your comments on our main topic for today, which we were asking: will President Uhuru's endorsement of Raila Odinga be enough to make him the next president? Yeah, in case there was any doubt, I'm rather cleared that air yesterday. Yes, this is something. Rodi, you're saying 50 kilometers in 5 hours was impressive. So that's 10 kilometers per hour. Yes, really impressive. Do whatever you have to get yourself through school. Yes, because education is the easiest way you can get yourself out of poverty. That and getting a skill. And today, Felix, on Kenyans Assured KE, I always give you some recommendations for interesting reads, heartwarming stories that you can always get. In fact, if you go to Kenyans Assured KE, there's a whole section that we have dedicated. It's called Feel Good Stories. Yes, the stories. If you're tired of reading a lot of negative stories in the news, we have a section that just has heartwarming stories. If you know about the negative vibes. And one of them, Badere Kubasu, gathered this one for you. Read about the heartwarming story of an Uber driver who helped a woman deliver a baby at night. Yeah, it's a heartwarming story. I'm not going to give you any more details. Go read it. It's available on Kenyan Society on the feel good section. Yes. Meanwhile, hey, an interesting story. Kenya is a movie, my friends. Now, this one is about Nairobi City Council, where detectives are investigating the cause of a fire that broke out at City Hall yesterday in Nairobi, burning crucial files. The fire incident raised suspicion because employees feared that some rogue officials were out to destroy evidence in the Accounts and Human Resources Department, to conceal corruption. And it did not make things any better that senior government officials also rushed to the scene to reassure the employees that all was well after the fire was put out. What could have caused the fire? Just another day in Nairobi, in Kenya. And this is the final one, right? Embu demos, right? Okay, so this one has to do with members of the public in Embu who yesterday they overturned a police car and set it on fire during demonstrations. In fact, you probably have seen a couple of these videos go viral. Here it is. This is what they did. And if you're wondering what these protests were about, this is in Embu at a place called Kiajokoma. The residents were protesting the death of two brothers who allegedly died in the hands of the police. They were reportedly arrested for breaking curfew and they were later found dead. And the residents also barricaded the Manyata police station and lit bonfires along the road, in protest of that tragic incident. This happened in Embu. Thank you so much for your comments on today's main story, which we were asking, will President Uhuru's endorsement of Raila Odinga be enough to make him the next president? So as we read your comments now, you're aware of everything that you need to know, right? And if you don't, you know where to hop on Kenyans.co.ke. You can get a brief of today's news. All right, Dan Mzungu just joining us now. Joseph Mwai just joining us. Jay is saying Raila is the one who will end up endorsing Ruto after Uhuru backstabs him with Oka. Interesting. David Chebet is saying Raila's expired politics is harmful to Kenyan government. Political medical attention for Kenya is needed. Very interesting, because you guys are having a discussion here in the comments, which is great. I just wanted to trigger a conversation, so let's have that conversation in the comments. Eric Wangila, you're replying to Wanjala Collins, who said, Wanjala said, allow me to remind you this on a polite note, Raila will never be president. Eric Wanjala unasema nyinyi watu wa UDA prepare to be in opposition, though you will be so weak. Interesting. So at least now we know that the president is going to endorse Raila Odinga for, to succeed him. Haddad Kamau is saying, now we all agree with Ruto. BBI was just about Raila Uhuru dynasties. Will the former NASA principals agree with this, or they agreed will lead them to join Raila for another showdown? Bernard Davich is saying UDA to watch. Jay, on that story about chicken, Musema Sanford is the only chicken we trust. Have you ever been in town after a night out and it came through, right? Yeah, every person in Nairobi knows about that. Bamkwe Babu is saying Ruto and Raila are friends. Let come 2023, they will be driving, still doing their jobs. Winware, let him go at it alone. That is Yusuf Chimene. Mutai Kipkorir unasema Raila Odinga will never be president of Kenya. Never. Naona Alfred Mutua is joining us. Unasema no problem, Kenyans are the ones to decide. Thank you for your comments today. Let's check out quickly who is trending right now, who is breaking the internet as we speak. Justice for Kianjokoma brothers. This regards the last story. This one here about Embu demos. People in Embu have been demonstrating because of those two brothers who were found dead in Embu. It's a place called Kianjokoma, and you can see what they did. They were demonstrating yesterday to demand justice for those two brothers. Who else is trending today? Moses Kuria is trending. In fact, yesterday, Murathe has said something about Moses Kuria, which I found very interesting. He said that Moses Kuria akona ukora. He is with the Hustler Nation during the day, but during the night, he is seeking to speak to the president. That's what Murathe said yesterday. Who else is worth noting that is trending right now? Rihanna, the queen. She is officially the richest female artist. She's a billionaire now. Okay, we're not going to talk about that because it was fake. Has to do with the DP said about equity. All right, let's check out some headlines that you can check out right now on Kenyan Society. Felix, you want to do that again as we introduce the headlines? Yes, head over to Kenyan Society for the latest news. And as I always say, the website is arranged in a chronological order, so you always get the latest stories. And our top story right now is DP Ruto throws shade after Moses Kuria skips Hustler Nation meeting. Waiguru fails to show up for NYS case. That's a story you can get right now. How Kenyan dog inspired American woman to build multi-million empire. Family in court for attacking Joho's powerful brother. Orphaned from one student attempts suicide over missing school fees. Again, yeah. Details of that are available on Kenyan Society. I'm just giving you some headlines. Another story, the Quiver Lounge shooting. Quiver Lounge shooter released and privileges withdrawn. In fact, his bond has been set at 10 million. Yes. Remember Dixon Mararo, the guy who shot cops at Quiver Lounge on Thika Road. Yes. Now, Atua KU, today is a big win for you guys. On the feel-good section, as I highlighted earlier, in fact, we have another one by John Batty. It's how Kenyan youth built 500 million empire with 40,000 shillings hell blow. Yeah, feel-good stories. In fact, I can give you some more headlines from a feel-good section because it really warms my heart. When you're having a bad day, in fact, even I do that. When I'm having a bad day, just log into the website and I'm like, okay, let's see some feel-good stories. And it's really some heartwarming stories. Kenyans raise funds for woman who collapsed and died on a flight from US. 12-year-old inspires Kenyans after climbing Mount Kenya in one day. And remember the viral running schoolboy? He also got an endorsement opportunity, by the way. You can catch up with all the latest feel-good stories on Kenyan Society. This has been Speed Feed. Thank you so much for your comments on today's discussion. Now, if you didn't know, now you know that President Uhuru Kenyatta wants Raila Odinga to succeed him in next year's general elections as president. So discuss that in the comments below. Yeah, don't let it stop. This video is going to be here. So thank you so much for watching Speed Feed. We'll see you again tomorrow with the Friday edition of Speed Feed. My name is Kimani Mbogwa. Kwaherini.